What up, y'all? Welcome back. It's your boy Ron Russ with Ron Metal Garage. Right back at it with the d100 build. So like I mentioned at the end of the last video, I'm going to get these original d100 fenders, wheel wells installed. So let's get to it. Let's do it. Roll. So I've gotten the headers started, bolted in. They will now clear the frame rail from the bottom and here at the top. The only problem is I can't get them to sit flush, and I'm not sure what's holding it up. I've been at this all day and I didn't get to do anything else that I wanted to, and I've only gotten this one side. So I'm going to pick this back up tomorrow. Alright, so quick update. I got the inlet and outlet hooked up to the overflow reservoir. Next, what I'm doing is I'm running the vacuum line from the front and the back, right there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little T adapter and run both of those vacuums to the vacuum on the brake booster. Yeah, that's what I got so far. And like I stated in the description of my last video, make sure you guys email me and I will send you some Rotten Metal Garage stickers for free. Just send me your address and I'll ship you a couple. But let's keep going. So bear with me. This is the old fan that I replaced on my Challenger. I will be buying the dual fan, but the good thing is it is officially mounted. So there, I notched it so to clear. Still got play, so it's not gonna rub. I could probably grind that out a little more. Fan sits in their little perches like they're supposed to, and fan is bolted to the core and then to the radiator, both sides. And I notched that out. I still have access to the drain, so a little bit of cutting and we're good to go. So another one checked off the list. I think I'm gonna take a break from trying to get that other header on. It's just too much for me right now. So what I'm gonna do is I have a pair of fog light bulbs that fit in the original fog light for the car, and then I have a set of these which were originally in the grill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fabricate this to take the light bulb, so that way I could plug it straight into the wire harness. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Right off the bat, I know I need to save these because that's how they're bolted to the firewall, and drill this out. Let's clean this up a bit. So this is what they look like before. This is after a little polishing. What I did was I took the screws out of the side, took off the cover, pull out the light. It actually has a halogen bulb in it. So what I did was I took the light bulb out by pulling these two out, then squeeze it, the whole pin and light bulb comes out. Set it to the side, and as you can see, the inside of it is actually square. So what I did was I drilled it out to accept the light, but because I have the housing here, what I'm going to do after I drill this one out is I'm going to drill a hole into this and then possibly just glue it to the back or figure something out like so. Now the bulb fits. Like I said, I might just glue it in, but now add a little bit of paint and I'm gonna slap them back together. Here we have it all finished. So what I'm gonna do, because this is literally ain't gonna go anywhere, all it does is spin, but it won't go anywhere. So what I'm gonna do is, how about I just show you? Get a little bit of the gasket maker, slow drying, non-hardening. There you kind of see how it sits in there. Pretty sweet. Then literally just popped it in. And just gonna fish that through. It's practically glued, but sits where I need it to. Go ahead and wipe that off and close her up, let her dry. Put the lens in, cover on, screw it up, blam. Lights are in, boom. The only thing I'll have to do is drill a hole above them. Probably where that screw is would be best. So I can just feed that blue connector right there through radiator core and plug them in. So I think what I'm going to start trying to figure out next is how to use the inner wheel well for the truck. What's pretty cool is I was staring at it for a while. These 3 bolts, these top 2 and those 3 are what I need. That will practically bolt up to, there's your 3 here. Back there on that, it's gonna be the top 2, and then the rest will follow the fender. So because that fender runs along the shock tower. Technically, all I have to do is measure from that hole to this fender, well, shock tower, and then I technically have my line to cut. So it'll be give or take right here. But it's 12 o'clock at night on a Monday, so obviously I'm not going to start cutting, but just some food for thought. I'm going to start measuring out that and apply it to this, see if I can at least get my lines to where I think I'm going to need them. Then when I have time during the day, I'll cut them. That's next. Let's get it going. So this is what I'm thinking so far. This is where the fender's gonna bolt up. I want to bend this part upwards where I'm gonna cut it. So hopefully I can weld it to this or tack weld it. I'm still not sure if I'm actually gonna weld this to this, so that way I can just bolt the fender straight to it and be done with it. But that is what the bend line is for. This is the cut line. This is sorta where it's gonna clear the 300 frame. But the first cut I want to make is this one, because you can see I can't go any further in because of the knuckle, steering knuckle. So what I want to do is I want to cut this out, see if I can't get it to fall back. This is where I kind of want to be with this bend right here. All this right here is most likely going to have to be cut out for the air filter. Obviously this fender is a little worse off than that one over there. This one had seen an accident, but that's what I'm thinking with this side as well. Cut that part out first, and see if I can't get it in the wheel well. So if you can see where I say bend up, I don't want to cut that, I want to bend it. This would be my cut line, so that way when it's bolted in here, hopefully when I bend it upwards, it'll meet with this here, and then maybe I can just weld it along here, and then that way when I set my fender, I'm literally just bolting it to the shock tower. The fender will be bolted to the shock tower, and everything else here will be covered. That's the theory anyways. Yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for tonight. But for you, it'll be right now, which in reality is a week later. Had a lot of stuff to deal with at work, but time to cut her up. Like out, cut it out around the filter. Should line up to those bolts. This will pretty much line up at the back of that. I'll probably have to cut this little hump because it hits the booster. It doesn't sit high enough for that mount right there, which I still got to drill that bolt out. In other news, I got the holes drilled out. So now the lights are technically installed, and as well as I finally got the fan. Had to extend the wire to connect it, and this little ditty right here, this is, for you that don't know, I'm sure most of you do, it is the BCM or FCM body control or front control module. The car didn't have it when I got it. The deal with this is it has to be, from what I heard and read or whatever, this has to be matched, part number specific for your PCM, which is no big deal. I got a guy that's gonna skim, delete, and pair the two. Just got to get the funds and time to ship it out and get it done. I don't know if I've gone over it, but the PCM, I'm gonna get the AC deleted, the EGR deleted, airbags, door functions, yeah, so all the stuff that I'm not using, I'm going to try to get deleted off of the PCM, as well as match this to it. But I'm getting there. Let's cut this other one up. Now I got the front bolted in, and I have that back bolt bolted in. Obviously there's no way to bolt the back to the frame like you usually would, but now you could see where I was going with cutting this, bending this outwards. Let's see if I can't fill that gap, but I think that's going to be too big of a gap. I could still move it up to get it in there, but worst case scenario, I'll just fill this right here with a piece of metal just to fill that gap, because I want this to be welded to the body with this, everything in there, so I can weld it to right there, finish boxing all this off, and it looks like I should still have enough travel. If anything, I can always just round this out to make room for the travel. But now that that's bolted on, let's see how the fender fits, because this is the most important part. This and these right here are going to hold the fender on, as well as along here, top, and these two. So let's mock this fender up and see how it fits. I think it, for the most part, looks like it's gonna work. All right, so I've just got the bolts in, holding it just like the other side, back bolt. As you can see, all I have to do is move the fender around, and it will line up to the holes, so it's exactly where it needs to be. And I can literally bolt my fenders in. So I think that's actually going to do it for this video. I'm going to try to pop that side off, just bolt that one in, see how it lines up on that side. I'll show you that progress, and then I'm gonna start editing this up and get it to y'all. So remember, make sure to share, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Appreciate you guys. Let's get it.